I've had some questions about how to add a fit line to a graph, such as the one you see here in the spreadsheet with the Bainbridge data. So I thought I'd just go over this process really quick. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually take that line that I have, hopefully, and delete it. So now it's no longer there. So all I have presented here are the data points that were measured with the error bars added, which is described in a separate video. And I've gone through the process, so all the data is here, and the process of determining the fit parameters has been done. So I know the fit parameters and everything else. Now I have to put on a fit line. You'll notice up here I've chosen some things like this is smallest value of X and Y, so I kind of know the range. And that let me, without looking at the data, know where to set the limits on this. But it also tells me that I want to go somewhere in this range for determining my fit line. So because I'm doing a line, I just need two data points, an X, Y position to the start and an X, Y position for the end. So in my data sheet here, in the spreadsheet, I'm going to specify a value of 40 and 160. Probably didn't need to go all the way to 160. I could probably do 120 here. I look at that later on. But so that's slightly below and slightly above my data here. And it's going to go beyond the region which I specified in my plot. And next to that is a value where I've actually specified versus the fit parameters. So I actually took the fit and used the fit to determine the values from the fit at those two data points. Now all I have to do is add those data points to my plot. Now to add the line, I simply come to the plot and right click on it. Then I say select data. This brings me in. You'll notice there's one in here already called data. I actually renamed it, and if you look at this edit, I actually came in here and called it the data. So if I want to add a legend, it will be in here, but it just specifies the values that they're used. Now I can do the same thing by clicking add to add a new thing. In this case, I'm going to call it the fit. And the X series values, two values for X, hit return. Two values for Y. I select the two cells and just hit return. It comes back. Now I specify the values for it, say OK. And now I have my data and my fit. They're two different series and they will both be produced. And I click on it and it says, well, OK. Now, generally, it's not going to show up this. It already knew to make a line on here. So actually, let me come out to the line and format the data series and show you what you would actually see if you started on this. What it starts off with is with a marker, and it uses some built-in marker, and there is no line. So after you add the two data points, if you haven't set the line up before, this is what you're going to see, and you say, where's my line? I don't have a line. Well, because all you do in a scatter plot is plot points, and you plotted points. So I need to find a point. So I'm going to change this first data point to 60, and you actually see that point show up now. If I click on that data series and click Format Data Series now, I can now go in and make changes to the format of it. Because right now, when it starts out, if it's just going to do points. So I want to put in a line, so I'm going to select a solid line, and I'm going to tell it some properties. I've already told it I want a red line, the width is going to be 1, and I'm going to specify a dash type, and you can go solid, long dashes, short dashes, whatever you want to do to specify. It's changing in real time, so if you want a much thicker line, you can actually put one in here. Whatever you want to use in there to indicate that fit line, you can put it in here. And when you're done getting the way you want it, just change that. And then to get it to extend beyond, you just come back and respecify the range of points. And now they're no longer gone. Because my points are outside the region, I didn't have to do anything with them. But it's always smart to come in here in the marker options, under marker options, and say none. And that way that point doesn't show up. All it does is draw a line. So that's the whole process necessary to draw a fit line in your data. I decided to add a little bit more to the video because the process works not just for drawing a straight line, but any fit line. To give you an example, I've added some data in the spreadsheet over here in columns AH and AI, where I can specify a different curve. In this case, I'm just going back to the straight line, but I'll add some curvature to it later. But again, what I would want to do is I would want to add data, another line to this. So I'm going to add, and I'm just going to add something here, select my X range, and come in here and select all the X. Again, I'm going over a range which exceeds the plot area. Just a second, get this in. Say OK, and OK. Now, you might say, there's something. Yes, there's something new's been added. It's these gray dots. That's the next series that I want to do. And again, if I select that dot, I can format that data series. If I go in here and look at the marker and just make sure I got the right ones, you'll notice that it's using automatic, which is built in. It's going to do that thing. So what I want to do is add this as a solid line. I want to make it something different. Oh, let's go with purple. Let's make it thin and make it, do this one. And hopefully we'll be able to see the difference. And if I turn off the marker now, hopefully you can see that there is a line there. So I just added points. There's a bunch of them. But since it lays right on top of there, you probably really can't see it. So what I've actually added in here is a way of adding curvature to the system. So let's see what happens now. Probably bad number. Have to get some, okay, there we go. I had to guess around a little bit to get a line that would work. So I just add some curvature, and you see the line, it's actually not a line. It's actually slightly more than a line. It's got some curvature to it, and I can probably keep increasing the amount of curvature, and hopefully it becomes more evident that it's actually curving. I think I missed a 0 there that time, overdid it. Okay, so here's one. Again, it's not a straight line. It's done as line segments between points, and the more points you put in, the smoother the curve will be. I just put them in every 2 steps or whatever value, 2x steps in here, but you can do something else. But you define however many points you need in your series here to give you the smooth curve you want. And again, as long as you're basing the here's your x value and your dependent variable comes from your fit, then you're okay.